Welcome to the One Minute Apologist. We interview the world's leading apologists to provide credible answers to curious questions.
Jonathan, what is the moral arena evidence for God's existence?
The moral arena evidence is an argument which is based upon a Bayesian inference. So evidence as defined by Bayesian is as follows. So evidence E counts as evidence for hypothesis H if and only if the probability of E is greater on H than on non-H. And so to take an illustration, in forensic science, the presence of the accused's fingerprints on the murder weapon is evidence of the guilt hypothesis over the innocence hypothesis, because the probability is higher on the guilt hypothesis than on the innocence hypothesis. Likewise, I would argue that the existence of a moral arena is evidence for theism over non-theism. Now, what do I mean by moral arena? Well, a moral arena is a community of embodied moral agents which engage and interact with each other and participate in what we often call moral decision-making. It's being embodied which really amplifies our ability to make moral decisions and so on. Now, on a classical theism, a moral arena is something that you might expect God to create. People might differ as to how probable it is on theism that moral arena would exist, but I want to be charitable, and so I'll say it's somewhere in the range of 1 to 100%, right? Now, what is the probability of a moral arena existing on atheism? Well, what would you need? Well, you need a universe governed by physical laws such as gravity, and this universe has to come into existence out of nothing, or ex nihilo. So I just want to be charitable to my atheist friends in the audience. So I'll just say, the probability is 0.1%. Now, you don't just need any old universe, but you need a finely tuned universe that's conducive to complex life forms. And so you can look at some of the math on that. Roger Penrose, for example, at University of Oxford, has shown that the vast majority of configurations of matter in the early universe result in a universe dominated by black holes, which obviously is not conducive to life. And according to his math, the ratio of life-favoring universes to non-life-favoring universes is 1 in 10 raised to the 10 raised to the 123rd power. So in the denominator, there's more zeros after the 1, the subatomic particles in the known universe. Not just one of these parameters that needs to be fine-tuned. You can look at the cosmological constant, the ratio of the strong weak nuclear force, gravitational constant, and so on. But I just want to be very charitable to my atheist friends. So I'm just going to say that the probability is 0.1% of getting a finely tuned universe. What else would you need? You need the origin of life, and what might you need for that? Well, you need the origins of amino acids. They have to be the right isomeric form, because amino acids come in two flavors, left-handed and right-handed isomers. They have to be of one isomeric form for life. They have to be arranged in a very specific way in order for by virtue of the properties of the amino acid side chains, the protein will collapse into its three-dimensional conformation or structure. You need the origins of the first RNA polymers and the information-rich systems that we find run the show in biology. There's been experimental work done on the improbability of protein structures. For example, Doug Axe's work, which showed that the ratio of functional structures to non-functional sequences is 1 in 10 to the 74th power. So you've got this astronomically small probability. But I just want to be really generous to my atheist friends, and so I'll just say that it's 0.1% probability of the origin of life given atheism. And then you can look at the origins of molecular machines, and again assign a probability of 0.1%. The origins of multicellularity, again assign 0.1%. The origins of animal body plants, and again I'll assign a probability of 0.1%, which are very, very outrageously generous assumptions. And then the origins of consciousness, and then finally the origins of moral norms and absolutes and so on. If you assign an outrageously generous probability of 0.1% to each of these and just multiply these factors together, on the most outrageously generous of assumptions, the moral arena is far more probable on theism than it is on atheism, and thus the moral arena is strong evidence for theism over atheism.